Re-reviewing one of my most viewed videos, because on these videos I do try to cover a lot of the bases and predict what the comments will be saying, but there was definitely some comments that needed that extra context and attention. A brief recap, this video came from one of my viewers. They were the camera car driver. They gave me a rundown of what is seen in the clip and what happened just before the video that I was presented with. Right up until the trial, the Recovery Truck Drivers Insurance Company was holding the camera car driver completely responsible, and then right before the trial they admitted liability, settling the camera car driver's claim in full. This had went on for nearly 2 years. They said that the camera vehicle was speeding up to stop the recovery truck driver from trying to overtake, but if you look at the distance to the cars in front, this doesn't really hold true. The camera car driver was in a 40 zone before the video starts. That road then turns into a 30 zone and they were gradually slowing down to the 30 zone as you would expect. Apparently the anger from the recovery truck driver started because the truck driver had felt that the camera car had brake checked them, which my viewer denies. They said that they were simply slowing down for the 30 zone which was approaching, and if you look at the speed of their vehicle in the video, it doesn't look like they were coming back up from a brake check. They were just consistently proceeding in that 30 zone. As you can see in the video, the recovery truck driver is seething with anger, attempts numerous impossible and fruitless overtakes, and then turns into the side of the camera vehicle, which results in the collision. Many were asking for the insurance company to be named and shamed, and I just didn't see the point in that, because this was clearly or probably just the work of either an inexperienced claim handler or a low-performing claim handler who was having issues with their liability judgment. The insurance company is one of the larger insurers, one that I would class as one of the better communicators normally, and one that normally wouldn't do fruitless liability disputes, so this claim was definitely not a reflection of them as a company, because this will have cost them many thousands to have taken it this far and then just admitted liability. Now, should this have been picked up in audits or with review controls? Maybe, but I don't think that people understand the volume of claims that are going through insurance companies, especially larger ones. You may not see many small collisions on the road yourself, but they're happening constantly. If you ever have a claim, that claim handler that you're discussing your claim with will probably have between 500 and 800 open cases on the go at one time. They absolutely don't spend a lot of time on each and every one of them. A lot of them will be open and shut cases that don't need much attention, but they do have huge volumes and diaries which they need to move on consistently. At times it might even boil over to having over 1,000 claims in their name if the insurer is running a large risky book in that policy year. Their manager will probably have a team of between 8 and 15 claim handlers, each with a pod of between 500 and 800 cases, so it's impossible to audit each and every case that a handler will touch. Another of the common comments left was from people suggesting that the camera vehicle was preventing the recovery truck driver from overtaking and should just pull over and let the truck driver go. Which, if you watch the video objectively, I just don't think that's a justifiable comment. There simply isn't anywhere for the recovery truck driver to go, or if they could overtake, there's nowhere for them to proceed down the road to. It's a 30 zone with chevrons running down the road intertwined with numerous crossing islands. There's traffic ahead, there's nowhere for the truck driver to overtake and then proceed into the distance. From the mannerisms the truck driver is making, they appear to be spoiling for a fight. I wouldn't want them in front of me, especially if I had a child in the car, which this camera car driver does. The size of his vehicle, the lack of space for him to go, the cars ahead, I'd want him behind me, especially the way that he's throwing his fists around in the cab, because he might just block the road and look to assault the camera car driver and their kid. If I was the claim handler for the recovery truck driver, I'd have withdrawn their cover based on their driving, because it's driving for road rage, which means they're driving with intent and intended to drive like this, meaning that the damage wasn't accidental but was intentional, and motor insurance is for accidental damage. I'd have settled the camera car driver's claim, and then I'd have pursued the costs of that claim from the recovery truck driver for any costs that I paid out to the camera car driver. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.